Okay. All right. So the issue of politics is that I understand it is, and when I mean understand it, I am talking. I will soon be speaking of a very specific notion that I've come to understand is the way in which you politically, I want to say engage, was that's not the right word. How you politically destroy or attack an opponent. Okay, there's lots going on, but this is the one concept that I find is the most palatable. It's one of the oldest ones that I've come across in just terms of my general understanding. I know there's more, but here it is. The concept, quite simply, is whatever you are doing, accuse your opponent of doing that. Whatever you are engaged in, that it could be illegal or nefarious or whatever, or just not cool, whatever, blame your opponent. Now, why do you do this? One, because I'm sure mentally you've gone through all the arguments and why what you're doing is horrible, so you're really good at arguing from a position of of awareness of that what you're doing is bad. You know you're laundering money. You know you're diddling kids. You know you're doing all these things, but you throw it on your opponent. Why? Because one, now your opponent must go on the offensive regarding the actions that you've placed on them. Russia, for example, Stormy Daniels, for example. Now, why do you do that? Now, why do you do that? And just today, I was realizing it's not because you want necessarily. It's a bad advantage, but it's not necessarily you want to place all of this stuff on your opponent. It's because it is putting them into a corner. They have to defend themselves. I mean, and if they have any shred of hypocrisy, then they have to reflect on that. But it's not that. What it is that as soon as your opponent throws that on you, then you've already made an argument for it. So you all you have to do is say like, "Oh, come on. I called you a dirty pedophile and now you're calling me a dirty pedophile. Let's just you know what? Let's just stop this argument. This is stupid. Let's hit the policy." It's like a levee against the waters that could affect the other person. Um, and I bring this up because like all stuff with Hillary Clinton right now, and Hillary Clinton, the DNC, and all the Democrats. It's wild. It's wild. So changing the subject slightly, like the super delegates are still engaged in the DNC, and now, so the first round of voting, if there's not one person that gets the majority of the vote, then then the super delegates get to choose who's going to be the presidential nominee to run against Trump. It is the brilliant strategy that is just kind of just right out there. It's like, hey, everybody run. If you have 20 candidates, I just sneeze at it. And don't say God bless you. If you have 20 candidates, then no one's going to be able to pull the hugest vote. I mean, obviously Bernie Sanders possibly because he had that momentum, but over the last few years, his continued engagement of the style of governance that has plagued our country in terms of crony capitalism and inside ball playing and all that stuff. He's just play along with it, and I actually did appreciate him years ago because I was like, you saw him march, and you saw him getting attacked by police for supporting civil rights, and then you saw him like playing the game and like getting involved and being engaged. I think that's noble. The same argument was used with Hillary, like she's just inside baseball playing the game so that she can get stuff done. I didn't believe that at all. But I mean, or Biden, now they put Biden in, so all those people who are like, you know what, I don't know. It doesn't even matter because what I believe is going to happen, and I guess I'm not going to post this. I'm going to post it, but what is going to happen is that the vote's going to get stolen. Not even stolen because it's legal. So I'll give the Democrats the legalese because no reasonable prosecutor, my ass, Jesse Smollett, Kim Fox, reasonable prosecutor just means that because there is a democratic voting system on how to become a prosecutor, that you have to pay. The reasonable prosecutor is something that I find gets stuck in my craw because a reasonable prosecutor, and based on how they get placed in those positions, it's more political than it is judicial. But I do think that in the next 3 weeks, a lot of painful stuff regarding our country. No, no. Let me rephrase. Not regarding our country, regarding the DNC. Because our country is strong. I mean, I see them talking about civil war. I see them trying to push this narrative, this cultural narrative, and it's so bad. It's so bad. But what's bad is that they're pushing this narrative because they want unrest, they want incivility, because then it represents and justifies their position. And I believe that they're using their money to make things like this happen. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I forgot the point. Okay, let me try to come back in. The point that I was trying to make that is completely gone. Yeah, maybe I'll do some cool hand motions until I remember it. The point that I was trying to make is that, well, I guess the point that I'll make now is that the media is beginning to shift a little and allowing more discerning evaluations of the state of its news and its reporting. Oh, man, I really wish I could remember the first thing I said in this video because I kind of want to bring it all back. I kind of want to be like, all right, and then here's my point. Media, Trump, DNC, what was it? I'm going to try to remember it. You should leave now because I don't know if I'm going to get there. And then I'm just going to leave the video abruptly. But if you want to stay with me for a few seconds, what was the first thing I brought up? Oh my gosh, if we're a live chat, you could just tell me. Not Claire Bronfman, not Nexium, not the seams of the corrupt and powerful, not the guy with opioid, not Kim Fox, not Jesse Smollett. What was I talking about? I mean, the thing is, like, it's all. Here's okay. Finally, I'll summate because I don't remember. Maybe it'll come to me. But this is the thing. I kind of report. I speak on controversial things that I think are controversial, like the Jesse Smollett thing. Immediately, I thought that was fake. Notre Dame. Like, now there's some weird things coming about that, but I don't feel like I need to go down that rabbit hole because sometimes I feel like rabbit holes are designed for you to go down. It's kind of like they did on Facebook. Like, you put out an idea, and then, like, not only are you selling the idea, but the algorithm is now showing it. You're showing yourself to the algorithm, saying that you respond to these kind of narratives. I'm specifically talking about fake narratives, but then it becomes a feedback loop. It's so strange. Okay, so news has YouTube kind of just unsubscribed me from like about 60 news source sites, people that follow the news source sites and people, and I had to rebuild it. But as I was rebuilding it, and after the Mueller report came out, I found that the news that I knew, Nexium, sex cults, and bribery, and the Russia collusion, the FISA documents, and Lisa Page, and all of it. It was all like things I've been looking at are now being risen to the surface. And I think it's great. I think it's amazing. And you should think it's amazing too. I'm a little also scared, and I've said this before, but I'm only scared because I'm uncertain of how certain people will react. Now, the way the media is describing the Civil War, they're saying they're saying there's millions and millions of people that are going to react and they're going to overwhelm, and then the right alt right is going to pull out their torches, and it's like, and just a sidebar, who purchased all those exact identical torches? And also, how can a piece of fire that has oil in it not be considered a weapon? I mean, there wasn't, okay. Anyway, and Antifa showed up and all that stuff looked like, and I watched hours of it because I was I got sucked in because I was like, what is actually happening? Like, why are these people rioting? And then I watched hours and hours and hours and from different angles, and a drone camera for angles, and it was all just orchestrated movements with one or two people, the band Stickman that had a thing on the Vice News channel, like all these planned movements. It's like the manipulation of the American people is known. You know this. And if you don't know, if you're like, well, you talk about manipulation people, you know it because you know what commercials are. They say that those commercials are selling you ideas, and if the more you sell, the more you show them, the more you repeat it, the more that you are want McDonald's or Taco Bell or Pepsi or Coca-Cola or cocaine. I don't know. They sell all these ideas, and not only just talk about cocaine, they're not just selling it necessarily through advertisements or commercials. They're also selling it through our movies. These concepts. I mean, like, how many movies about a female president came out before Hillary ran? How many movies about a black president came out before Barack Obama ran? They are priming people to think things. But right now, it's all crumbling. They don't have control anymore. They're getting found out. They're running. They're fleeing. They're terrified. And what's that going to leave? I mean, it's still going to leave like rich people in terms of who control the media. They're still around unless they get taken down somehow. And I don't know. I don't have any information. But what's going to happen to news and information? I think it's going to get cleared. And I'm also concerned Hillary Clinton might get hung